Happy Sunday, everyone, and welcome to Accurate Opinions with Hope and Dwayne. I hope you guys have had a great day. It's beautiful outside. Dwayne, what's going on with you?
How's everything going today, Miss Jeff Coat? Feeling
All,
pretty good.
all is well. All is well. You know, feeling relaxed after a good little Sunday supper and a good little ride. I have no complaints. Coming off a spring break, so I'm excited, ready to get back on the grind. What about yourself?
I feel the same. Pretty
Good,
good,
good.
actually, pretty good.
Good. Hey, so today, man, I want to jump right in because I think it's going to be an exciting show. Last week, I think around about last Monday, Miss Supreme Court Judge Miss Catherine Kimball, I think her name is Mizelle, she did the passing where she overruled the CDC
Okay.
with this
okay.
mask mandate thing, right? So basically, she said that the CDC had exceeded their authority, and they failed to follow proper rule making decisions. Hence, masks being required on public transportation and airplanes and airports and things like that was released. I mean, I'm talking, it happened 1 minute, 10, 15 minutes later, it was being announced on the airport, and all airports across the nation, pretty much.
Okay.
So my question to you, the masses, and I would like to hear your opinion as well, is it time to release the masks? Let me hear from you.
For me?
Yes.
Why I gotta go first?
Why not?
I don't want to go first.
Okay.
I want to hear your opinion first.
Well, that's exactly what it is. My opinion come basically out of fear. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay.
It's 90% fear. Why you say that, Miss Jeff Coates? Simply because while I feel I've never had a run-in with COVID that I am aware of. I've never had to go to a doctor. I never had to be quarantined from, my family or anything like that. But I've had loved ones that's had to. And everyone that's had some type of encounter say it's not what you want. So I was fearful ever since then. Okay. So I understand that a lot of people didn't believe COVID exists from day one.
Okay.
Those people scare me. I don't know if I work with them. I don't know if I'm in the mall with them. I don't know if I'm on the plane with them. I don't know if I'm in the church with them. So out of just personal precaution, I keep my mask up. Now, yes, I am vaccinated. I choose to share that. Okay. Most of the people that I'm around, they've shared their status as well. They're vaccinated. I'm a little bit more relaxed around you, my parents, but those that are not, I kind of keep a distance, honestly.
Okay.
So am I afraid? Yes, I am. So I won't be dropping mine around people around that audience that I'm not used to being around. So it is my hope and my prayer that when I'm around, when someone approached me and I put it up, that they are not offended. It's for me, it's not you. What are your thoughts?
I don't know.
You don't?
No.
Do you still wear yours?
Sometime. It depends.
Okay.
So.
Let me ask the question different. Are you wearing your mask around people that you're unsure of their status?
My assumption is that everybody has taken it upon themselves to get vaccinated. So I haven't really thought about it, to tell you the truth.
Okay. Right. So if you get it, you get it.
Pretty much.
Okay. And that's fair. That's not a bad thing to ask or a bad thing to know. It's not like, oh my goodness, I got caught with my hand in the cookie jar. It's not that type thing. We are aware that, hey, it can exist, that it does exist. So one of my thoughts also was, man, should we just start treating this thing like the flu?
Yeah, it's going to have to be treated like the flu.
I
mean, how else would you treat it?
Well, I'm just saying, I think initially when they started this, it was a cure. You guys, please chime in. Let us know what you're thinking. I think it was a end result to get to where it was like basically, just buried.
Okay.
But maybe over time with everything that's going on, they see, hey, this is going to be another influenza type thing where we're going to be vaccinated every year or every so often for it, until forever, probably, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be something that we deal with over the next, years to come.
Okay. Yeah, it's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm just wondering what the people are thinking. Like I said, I'm sure I'm not the only one, but that's why that's my personal viewpoint, And then I think about I think about, until forever, probably.
You having technical difficulties?
I am having technical difficulties. Please forgive me. But you know what I'm gonna do, right?
What you gonna do?
I'm gonna put it on mute.
It's okay.
Yeah,
I
my
feel
apologies.
you.
So at the end of the day, like I said, I feel like like I said, I don't want any parts of it, but I got to think about whatever is in me when I'm around someone, I'm taking it back. You know, so I think about my mom who's 78, my dad who's coming up on 79, my aunt who's coming up on 79. And it's just my fear.
Right, right.
It's my honest fear. And like I said in the beginning, listen, yesterday I put a mask on and walk in a store and my nose just kept running. So when I was looking to get in a corner away from people so I could drop the mask and breathe. I'm tired of it, but I'm kind of afraid to just say, oh, I don't need a mask when I go out in public.
Yeah, all weekend, and I don't know what the issue was. My head has just been freaking killing me. I mean, to the point this morning I had to like just take a break and just. So I was like, okay, did I get COVID? I mean, I think I had COVID before. You know, when it first started out, and we really didn't know what it was. So I thought I had COVID then, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know how to take other people with it.
Right. And I mean, it's our opinion. It's how we, I don't want anybody to feel like if they comment that it's a double standard, because they could see, like, I may say, I don't. Let's just say, for example, I'm going to keep my mask on. But then you may say, hey, you're sitting next to Dwayne and Dwayne doesn't have his mask on. Yeah, I know Dwayne. I kind of know the pods he kind of like hang around,
You know my pods?
kind of. I'm not saying I do because I'm sure there's some surprises. I mean, like you do duty. You're
Right.
around a whole different group of people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I believe, because you know me and my fear and my mom and her situation and my dad and my aunt, that if you felt like you were threatened, you may be like, hey, we don't need to go on camera sitting beside each other today. We may need to do an alternate route.
I agree. With
You know,
that. Yeah.
so that's what I'm saying. If we had those type things that was happening, and I think that was one of the bigger things that was going on from day one, where those of us who were fearful or who were not fearful, they didn't even care about the people they were around. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I don't believe it exists. I ain't wearing no mask. That's my 2 cents. And that's fine. That's why my mask was always on, to protect me, make sure I didn't take anything back.
Right, but do you think that the judge had the right to overturn the CDC? Now, what actually gets me is the fact that, you got politicians and lawmakers thinking that they're scientists.
Right.
You way out of your lane to say, okay, well, I mean, you can say that the CDC overstepped their boundaries.
Right.
But I don't think you should pass a law that overturns everything of what the entity that we have put in place as Americans to entrust them with public health. You're overturning them. That's like saying, we don't need you guys anymore. So Fauci, all you guys can just pack your bags and just go into the house.
The one thing that I respect in that comment, as well as the verbiage that I found when I read up on it, was her sightings ended with, they failed to follow proper rulemaking procedures. She never made it about medical. You know what I'm saying? So while she may say, hey, what you did was correct, but it was only correct for a span of time. Look at the numbers. Look at the deaths going down. The numbers of people infected are going down. Hence, she may say they stepped out of the silos of rulemaking, which it makes her right maybe in that particular instance, but she didn't come from a medical perspective. But then supporting what you said as well, what's the purpose of us having an entity in place to make these decisions, when we're not going to follow them? They
Right.
they are the infectious disease people. You know what I'm saying? They study it. They know how long a mutation lasts, how long that strand has to be basically down at bay before you can say, okay, we can relax the standards.
I agree with that.
Yeah. So, but on the flip side of that, now that was last Monday, that was April 19th. Now, per CBS News, on April 22nd, some colleges in Washington, D.C., New York, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Texas, they have reimposed their mask mandate, sightings of COVID-19 spikes on college campuses.
Right. So I guess the thing that gets me is that, okay, we make the changes, and we're making the changes like immediately based on the numbers. So if the numbers fall Monday and Tuesday, then we're going to make a change and implement it. Is that right? Shouldn't it be like a certain amount of time, say the numbers has dropped for a month. Because to me, if something was in the air, Monday and Tuesday, then even though the numbers dropped, we know that the numbers are not, they were not from Monday and Tuesday. They were probably from Saturday and Sunday. So how can you, it's kind of like the whole gas thing, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, okay, how can you change the price of gasoline the day and you already got the gas in the ground?
I agree with that. I think we've had that conversation. I'm so on board and would love more understanding with that. But the thing that gets me is this. I'm assuming, my opinion, that this judge based her decision on, let's just say, the last 4 to 6 weeks of information where, even the news outlets here said, unless there was a spike in COVID-19 numbers, that they were going to refrain from basically giving COVID-19 updates.
Okay.
So they gave one last week, and I think we were at 1,500 or 1,900, somewhere in there that had gone up. And about 37 or 47 people were in the hospital with COVID-related issues. Okay. But on the flip side of that, you got to consider a lot of things. We're in the month of April. Okay.
Right.
And like my district where I work, we're ending spring break now. Okay. But districts before us, multiple districts in South Carolina, most South Carolina districts went last week.
Okay.
But colleges were going like March, middle March, end of March. So those students that went to Daytona, that went to Disney, that went to Busch Gardens, that went wherever they went, where they do whatever they do for spring break.
Right.
If there was any transmission going on, those numbers are starting to roll in now.
Okay.
So a lot of that stuff we didn't see when she was making a decision. And I'm not saying that these numbers are going to continue to go up, but we got a lot more humps to cross. Like I said, spring break is just over. A lot of people traveled. So I'm like you. There's a reason why CDC said what they said. Now, mind you, CDC had already extended the mask mandate until May 3rd. So I would like to think that they were thinking, hey, let's get all these spring breaks out of the way, and then it'll be progressed 2 weeks.
Okay.
To see what those numbers look like.
All right.
Assumptions.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's take it to the chat.
Okay.
Okay. So we got 4 people in the chat. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that it's time to lift the mask mandate? What's up? Hey Loretta, how you doing? Loretta's on.
Hey Loretta, how are you?
What do you think, Loretta? I know you got a view on it.
Anxious to hear it, Loretta.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming.
And don't be afraid, you guys. By all means, share. We want to make this a friendly chat here, so we don't have to do all the talking. We're just sharing our thoughts, but we're wanting to hear your thoughts as well. And just to reiterate, our topic of today is it time to release the mask? No answer is the wrong answer. It's just your thoughts about releasing the mask. Help us out here.
Are you gonna monitor
I can.
the chat that Ms. Jeff Coop?
I would do my best.
All right.
Yeah. So Loretta, hopefully you're typing and your silence is just us allowing you the time to get through it. So
who else do we have on? Got 5 people on now.
Can you see the list of everyone who's on there?
No, I can't see the list. But
Okay.
Loretta said that she's I'm taking my mask off, but still cautious. So how can you be cautious with something that's airborne? I mean, are they gonna like kind of like hang out on your top lip or something and be like, Loretta, hold what you got. Don't sniff in yet.
But think about that. That's real world.
Yeah.
But I mean, the airborne part, like I walked out, my only thing I did was walked out on the deck, and spoke to my neighbor, and she was on her deck 2 properties over. If it is airborne, I think it would be lighter. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times when stuff get in people, it lives and gets stronger when it jumps on you, but I think it would be a little bit lighter. Maybe,
Well, I think me and Loretta kind of see things, the fact that both, I've been vaccinated. I've had both of my shots, or 3 of them, right?
2.
3.
Okay, 3.
Because you got the initial, then you got the second one, then you got the third one, right? The booster.
We had the initial. Okay, you said I'm not going. I
It's-
thought it was
It's
just
3 shots, but it's 2.
okay.
Okay. So I've had both of them, and I am a little more. I'm cautious, but I'm a little like more relaxed with it.
Okay.
You know? So yes, I agree with her on that.
Okay. And I think I'm in that, in that ballpark as well. I'm taking my mask off around people I'm comfortable with,
Right. Right.
But like I said, when I'm in my office, if someone comes, there's a desk about the size of the desk we're sitting in front of. So long they're not leaning over the desk, I feel okay. But I just don't want someone to just invite themselves around here and be like, hey, I'm gonna sit on the chair by you and talk on the mic. No, I'm not ready for that.
Well, today people talk to me, but I didn't really I didn't push anybody away. So I'm hoping that they were all vaccinated, but I don't know that for a fact.
Right. And of course, you can't make people put that information on display. But in my heart of hearts, I would think this probably seems like a perfect world situation, but I want to think that everybody that comes within that I want to go to that next. Anybody that steps in my personal space, I would hope they've taken care of themselves.
Okay.
It's almost like, no disrespect, it's almost like, you didn't brush your teeth and you came up here to whisper in my ear. You know what I'm saying? Some people, real talk, for real. If you've been eating garlic or whatever, most people be like, I hope I'm not offended. I've been eating garlic. At least you recognize that you're in my personal space and that the smell of garlic can seep off of you. If you think you are a carrier, by all means, take
Right.
them 6 feet.
Right.
We can still hear you, but take your 6 feet. Come on now. If you've expired, are you going to be all up in people's face?
Hey, you know how your breath smells.
Right. But I'm just saying, think about that. I know you're not going to let me live that comment down.
Hey, Alex says so. What did Alex say?
Alex says, nope. Every time the numbers fall, most take their masks off just for it to spike up again. I agree, Alex.
Yeah, that's true. She's
I
right on
agree.
that.
And like I said, unless we're staying in our pods, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, my pod is me at home at my parents' house. But I feel like respect. But like, for example, if I were to go to Alex's house right now, I would probably be okay because I know she's looking out for her child. She works in healthcare and but I still wouldn't be in her personal space. And that was the thing I was going to go to. Even if we are or are not vaccinated, I think we need to always be reminded to respect each other's space. We used to always say that back in the day. Hey, you're a little close. I remember my brother used to tell me, hey, you're getting a little foreign personnel. That's his thing. He'd be like, hold up, you're a little foreign personnel.
Right.
So we got to think about stuff like that. And even with you, if I walk up to you and say, Dwayne, you'll be like, hold up, partner, you're a little close. And sometimes we do it because of who we know or because of the company we're around. We'll walk up or we want to say something we don't want the next person to hear, but the fact of the matter is, when in doubt, give people their space.
Right. Now, Loretta said that that she's not ready for football games, but she's good with small crowds. So what's the difference in a football game? You just have a bigger, a greater chance of getting because there's more people, but it only takes one to spread it throughout out the house, right?
That's correct. And now Loretta got me thinking again because I think I said on the last segment that last year I am a season football ticket holder for USC. I paid for my tickets last year, but I went to absolutely no games, because those seats, we are shoulder to shoulder out there. Now, this year, I'm probably going to go, but I'm probably also going to have me a mask on, at least one of those like turtleneck type masks, and a mask up under it, because I don't want to be in fear all my life over COVID. But on the flip side, I know absolutely nobody that sit in front of me, behind me, or to the right or left of me at that game. And I'm 2 seats from the end. So that means there's 2 people to my left and about 40 to my right and a whole row of people in front and back of me, and I'm not down on the ground. So I'm going to be walking a couple of rounds of COVID to get to my seats.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So again, and there's no there's no personal space there because like I said, we all turn around and woo-hoo and yes and go Cox in each other's face all the time. And that same person to my right or left may have never been vaccinated, But you know, when USC opened up last year, they had a mask mandate. You look on TV, no, they was like, oh, it'll be a fine, but no.
Yeah, when I was watching, one of my friends is a DJ, and he was on DJing a party. Man, my eyes are burning. He was DJing a party, and nobody had a mask on. Nobody. So that was crazy.
Yeah. My mom just chimed in. She said, no, I think the cases are spiking too high in some states. Eventually, it may happen here if we take our mask off. Confirmed. Again, like I said, all of us are kind of like thinking of like, you know, while she may not want to be in the crowds with the mask off, like I said, when I'm down there for dinner, it may be off. But it's not like she's a hypocrite for being in the mall with it on, you know, or just saying, oh, I don't need it. Now, this weekend, I went in a few shopping spots and I felt like I was out of place. I was the only person with a mask on. It was one or two elsewhere, but other than that, no one had on a mask.
So back to what your mother said. So, why would that be different? I mean, so basically all we doing is waiting. We're waiting till the cases get here because they will come.
When you say why would that be different, what are you talking about? Why would what?
I mean, if cases are spiking in California, why don't we put our masks on in South Carolina? Because, you know, I just came from North Carolina. So I took South Carolina COVID to North Carolina. There were people from Georgia. One guy was from Texas, so he was bringing Texas COVID to North Carolina. The other guy was bringing Georgia COVID from Georgia.
Okay.
So, you know, all we doing is I guess kind of like prolonging the inevitable.
Well,
because it's still coming over. Man, my eyes are burning.
Assuming that everybody you came in contact with feel the exact same way you feel. Hey, I'm vaccinated. I can't take care of myself. I make sure I'm good. I'm not around anyone else who's not vaccinated or who's had symptoms. Maybe they just feel like it's okay to stand at 3 feet versus that 6 next to Dwayne or around Dwayne.
Those people didn't know me.
I get it. I'm not saying they knew you personally, but it's just like if I go into that store without a mask on and I give that person my cash money to pay for my food, we're within a distance where they said, you know, when I ask them for additional ketchup or for napkins or whatever, we still are in that space where the droplets can be shared.
Right.
You know, and I'm just saying like in a department store or whatever, they didn't have any shields up in there. So if I can go in there, I mean, the thing is, to protect myself from that department store representative, I need to have a mask on. For the representative to be protected, she needs to have a mask on.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying when I'm around people I don't know, I don't wear the mask. Now, in your case, I get what you're saying. The guy from Texas may not have been vaccinated. Well, boo on the guy from Texas because he shouldn't have been in your personal space.
Right. Okay.
Now, that's just my opinion. That doesn't make it right. It's just my opinion, you know, and I think that's been the whole thing from the beginning of times.
So I didn't see what Alex said. She said something, but what about, what do you guys think about basically herd immunity? I mean, if everybody took the mask off, then everybody, I mean, I hate to say it, but some are going to make it, some are not going to make it.
Right.
So that's one way to kill the virus. I don't know if it's going to kill the virus off, but it would kind of put it into flu state, so to speak.
Yeah. The herd immunity thing scares me. Does it not scare you?
It does, but
okay,
whether we like it or not, I think when you listen to some politicians talk or some doctors talk, they're going to lean that way,
right?
You know, towards herd immunity. Right now, the government is buying vaccines for everybody. You know, it's just a matter of time before they say, listen, we're not going to pay for that anymore. We got to give it to the insurance companies. And the insurance companies are going to be like,
Right. You know, that takes me to those kits that did you get your kit when they were doing it?
No.
Free kits? No? Bless your heart. So that takes me to the kits that they were sending out. Now they're putting the responsibility in our hand. If you were to get a kit and it tells you that you're positive, are you really going to share that information with DHEC?
Are you going to share that information with your job?
Right, but I'm just saying, I think you're supposed to tell DHEC too, because that's how they're keeping up with the numbers now that they've shut down all of the testing sites. So first of all, would you share it with DHEC that you're positive?
Probably not.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Now, I would probably share it with my job before I share it with DHEC because I would want the same respect in return.
Well, suppose you're that person who's waiting for that monthly paycheck, for that weekly paycheck.
Okay.
Then would you share it with your job? Because if you don't get paid this week, then because you didn't work, now you're going to lose your house or your light bill, your car note or something like that. Would you share it with them then?
Well, yeah, because I mean, speaking from my job, yeah, I have coverage on my job. And I'm not talking about the coverage that the government gave us for the 10 days. I'm just saying, like, I picked up that extra insurance to say, hey, if I'm out past 7 or 8 days, short-term disability kicks in for me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to pull the wool over someone else's eyes just for my paycheck. You know, okay. And that's my case. Now, somebody else who don't have a job like that, if they don't work, they don't get paid, they may consider it, differently.
Okay.
But I'm going to take it to the chat real quick. Right. So, Alex said, yes, if we lock ourselves in the house due to COVID, who's to say when we'll ever get out and to enjoy? We just have to take precautions. Life is too short. I agree, Alex. Life is definitely too short. And if we stay locked behind the doors, because I hate to do this. They can get COVID settled and you walk in the mall and then there's a mass shooting. So much can happen. We got to enjoy everything right now and wear the mask. And Miss Mary said, we never know when an infected human being is around us. True. And chances are we probably run into as many without a mask on as we do with the mask on. And Loretta says, I am ready to enjoy the outside again and travel, see family. I will not let COVID continue to hold me hostage. So people get the shot and that's a start. Now, I think that is top notch. Get the shot, do what I understand. I'm talking to those people who have like-minded, like myself, Loretta, Alex, my mom, Dwayne. We want to get out. We want to see the world. We want to be with our family. We want to travel. I do recommend getting the shot. I do say that's the thing that's going to get us around each other to enjoy each other more. For those of you that don't want to get the shot, at least if you're in my dwelling, 9 times out of 10, we're pretty close. So you already know the people in my life who are immunocompromised or the people in my life that I'm looking out for, or even me and how I feel about it. So just keep your distance. It's kind of like someone with a cigarette. You don't just be in a conversation with someone and blow smoke in their face. You normally go to the corner property and be like, hey, I'm gonna step away and smoke a cigarette. So take your COVID to the corner.
All right.
Oh, goodness. Alex said the home tests weren't the smartest decision to me. You know what, Alex? I got mine. But when I tell you they sitting up in the closet, I don't know. I might use one this weekend since I stepped out of town for a whole second. But
what do you do? You just swab your nose?
I never opened the box. But I think it is. Alex, do you have one? Tell us about it if so. But I think it's probably like, the Q-tip where you swat, and I guess you put it in some type of solution or something, and I don't know if it's gonna change colors or what. And I think it's probably like an hour or so. I just know it came. I ordered it. It came for free, and I put it in the cabinet. I know where it is if I need it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I haven't been feeling like I had COVID symptoms, and with this pollen falling, everybody probably feel like they got COVID symptoms right now.
You think I can borrow it if I feel like I got it?
Yeah, it's 2 in there actually.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 2 in a box.
You're looking out bad.
I do what I can. I do what I can. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. You guys, we thank y'all so much for y'all thoughts. If y'all got anything else to share, please do so. We appreciate it. We don't want it to be about us here. It's definitely, it's about us helping the people, us helping each other. We all want to get back out there. I would love to see Disney World or, wherever. Softball field, whatever. But I just need people. I just need each of us to just be mindful. Yeah. So Miss Loretta says, what do you think about people who don't get the shot and then they cry when they get COVID? Listen, I know a couple of people like that. They were, first of all, they got COVID first. And then they said, I'm immune. And then after their immunity wore off, they got it and COVID kicked their butt. So what do you think they went and did after that? After that immunity time was over, they went and got that shot. So now the whole family who wasn't going to get the shot, they're now vaccinated. What's so funny? I know you want to share something.
I was thinking about Mama Liz. And she was like, "Oh,
Oh, she gonna get you.
I'm not getting the shot.
Right.
You know, I don't even get the flu shot." Man, that head started hurting. She started having problems. She ran and then got that vaccination.
It was so funny when you said she had called you. She was like, "Yeah, I'm trying to sign up for." Oh no. It's amazing how we're, and I'm not saying her particularly, but it's amazing how we are so against something until it hit us, and then it was like, I got to check that box. I got to make sure it's not that. That Rona was ooh-wee. But she was serious about it, though. She said she was not doing
She's
it.
not getting it at all.
Yeah. Alex said she has her box of COVID tests. She said, I also have not opened because we trust because what'd you say? Because say that in English, Alex. I have not opened them because can we trust to get accurate results? Okay. That because messed me up. I was trying to read the whole word and I was like, maybe it's an acronym. So I apologize. Yeah. Basically, she was saying she have not opened them because she can't trust that the results are going to be accurate. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Alice had a family member that she tested one time and it came back negative, and then test again, it was positive, or it may have been the reverse, you know? So it's just, I don't know. It's just the luck of the draw. You know, I mean, I guess when we're not getting the actual DHEC test, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, I went ahead and got mine. It was in the military. Anybody who did not get the test were being discharged from the military.
Did anybody get discharged?
Yes.
Okay, I thought people was like that. I thought that was a kind of like a make them go.
No, it was a lot of people that said that they were not going to take the test, and they were like, "Well, they were not going to take the vaccine."
Mm-hmm.
And man, they started issuing out GoMars and saying, "Have a good day."
Wow, I hope they had a backup plan.
Well, it was kind of crazy from that because being in an org, it's not like you working for IBM.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're used to getting shots,
right?
But some people didn't want to do it.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess I can understand that too because I think there was a time when I said, "I ain't getting that thing." They made it too quick, you know. But when them numbers started going up, and the hospitalization started going up, and they saw I'm keeping people outside in a garage with with paper walls. What arm you want, the right or the left, sir? Yeah, because you know I don't like needles like that.
Well, Loretta said I can't see that.
Oh, it just came through on my end. She said you can still get free test kits through the post office. Okay.
All right. I guess I need to go down and get me a test kit then.
If not, like I said, mine has 2 in it. You know, I don't know when they expire. I guess I need to check that as well.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
Guys, how's the audio? Can you guys hear us pretty clear?
Yeah. And how we look as well, you know.
I'm handsome.
I knew you was going to say something. I knew you were going to say it.
I can see myself on the street. Hey, guys, I got my haircut. How you guys like the haircut? I had to put Dwayne away for a little bit and bring out Sergeant Major. So, tell me how I look. I don't want to make, my daddy feel bad. Like, boy, how that supposed to make me look on my job?
Exactly. Exactly. I don't care how much hair you cut off. You still look like the way.
Hey, I don't want him to give me a call back, but you need to make me look better on YouTube, boy.
You're doing fine. I'm sure he's proud. Meanwhile, I'm sitting up here looking like a young version of Mary. I knew you were going to say it, so I figured I'd say it. I'm sitting here like, dog.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I think I look like her, Lilo. What you think?
Yeah, you look like her.
Thank you.
We got to get Alex in the studio. Sit down and have a talk.
Okay, Alex, let us know when. And she also said, yes, negative when symptoms began and positive after the symptoms went away. And their mother started with the symptoms. I knew it was something like that, yeah.
We were at a party and, oh my God, what was it? Like 30 of us at this party?
It was upward of 15 to 20. Yeah, so I'm going to say about 30 altogether.
Man, COVID ran through that party like wildfire.
Yes.
But it didn't get to us.
It didn't. And let me tell you how close it was. So we were playing cards. The girl who was sitting on the stool to my right had COVID. The girl who was playing as my opponent to my left had COVID. And then her boyfriend had COVID as well. And I think he was over there near Dwayne somewhere. And then it was a couple other people sitting in the foyer and benches. They got COVID. A couple of the guys in the living room where Dwayne was, they got it. And I was so afraid because when they called and told me I had gone to lunch, this was during my Christmas break. I had gone to lunch with a girlfriend of mine, and her mother is still going through cancer precautions, chemo and treatment and stuff. So I had to call and tell her. And I left the restaurant that day and went and got tested. And she was like, hey, let me know, what your results say. Because, if you are positive, I need to wait until like my 5th day before I get tested, And it took a little while because by the time my results got back, I think they had shut down for Christmas. So I didn't get mine until maybe like the 31st of December or something like that. But yeah, it ran through there. It really did.
But it knew that we didn't play.
We didn't. Yeah. None of that. Look at Mama to my really?
She does look like you, Miss Jeffcoat.
Is she saying it because of that, or is she saying that because of the COVID party? I was fixing to say, I think you knew about the COVID party, but really to both of them, really we were at a party where COVID swung around, and really, yeah, I look like you. Really.
Miss Jeffcoat, you're lucky you chimed in this week because I had your picture in the media pool last week, so I deleted them all.
Stop.
Hey, I was gonna put a comparison up, see if y'all look alike.
You don't have it anymore?
Well, I didn't. I took it out.
Oh, okay. Alex said, I've also seen many false negatives at work with the actual testing machine.
Yes.
See? Yeah.
Yes.
So I guess it's just going a couple of different ways right now. At this point, I guess the machine's tired. I mean, COVID, it came like a thief in the night, and they had little time to plan. So. But you know what, Dwayne, at the end of the day, no disrespect to those who were infected, no disrespect to those who lost their lives or family members who had loved ones that lost their lives. I was out of work. I still work. They sent us home, I think like the 16th of March, and we came back in the office in June, but I think I took the 16th of March until June for granted. Because I did work and it was like, oh, I'm working. But when June rolled back around and we had to go back in that office, I was some kind of spoiled. But, a lot have come out of this. But what I don't understand, and this is going to be another subject, is how the people quit their jobs during COVID and still living. I just don't know what they're doing. It's like it would have been the other way around where a lot of people may have been sick and missed work, and now they're out trying to find work. During COVID season, matter of fact, last November, you guys, COVID season was the month of the Great Resignation. More people resigned last year in November than I think in the whole year of 2021 altogether. Craziness. So we're sitting here trying to find jobs to give us time, to give us some type of compensation for when we're out sick. And some people just saying, hey, I quit. And I think a lot of that, and I think I heard somebody say this, but a lot of that was not because people just didn't want to work. It was because by the time the wife left her job to stay home with the school-age kids, by the time the wife, let's just say the wife took her money to pay for daycare for all of the kids and the husband pulled all of the bills, it was just better for the wife to just quit her job and stay home with the kids. And the other half pulled the other bills. It don't have to be the wife. It could have been the man staying home. But I'm just saying, that's kind of like the way it was. And it kind of led to people finding new ways to make things happen.
Right.
And that's not all bad. Sometimes you got to make something shake in your life to be like, hey, let's try to live off one salary for 3 months just so we can save, just so we can have a nest egg.
And all that came from the mask. Oh, because they didn't want to have, at that time, the kids couldn't.
Yeah, this was like at the beginning where, it was supposed to be masks, but some people were sending their kids to school. Even when it first started and they came up with masks, parents were picketing. But, they like in 2020, they shut schools down. When school got ready to open back up, they wanted it to open back up with no masks.
Okay.
So.
Right.
I mean, it may not have any relevance to the mask update. I was just saying how COVID brought about so many changes, just like it brought the mask on.
So how many people actually, like, during the flu season? How many people do not have the flu shot? Do the school district track how many people don't have the flu shot?
I don't think so because I haven't gotten any information asking me to deny or confirm that I had flu shot. And to be totally transparent, this is my second year not taking it because the first year I missed it. The second year I just completely forgot. Honestly. But Jesus is a way.
I think we should wear the mask during the flu season as well. Then.
So you saying year round? Year round.
Hey, your mom said you're just a younger version of her.
No, she was saying really to the young version of Mary.
Who's that?
Sharita.
Hi, Sharita.
Hey, Sharita. Thank you for jumping on. Give us your thoughts if you like. Is it time to release the mask?
Yes.
Share your thoughts, honey. We want to hear. Sharita is the owner. Shout out to Sharita. She's the owner of Brighter Minds Academy Daycare. So she's around young kids all the time, all day. As a matter of fact, I can say this because she told me this. She's better with young kids than she is with adults. You know, young kids love her. She's mean to us adults, like me. Love you, Sharita. But anyway, you know, she's there all the time with kids. And most of the time, I know there was a time where she had precautions set up where parents would bring the kid to the door but wouldn't come in the facility. You know, because they had to go into their job. And when they got there, they would come to the door and she would change, you know, give the kid to them. So she used those type precautions. And I don't think they're probably in them. I don't know how she handled masks. Sarita, tell us how you handle masks at your business during the COVID time and if you're masking up now, if you like.
Okay.
Loretta said, okay. She wants us to give a shout out to her Aunt Caddy. She's 92 today. Happy birthday, Aunt Caddy.
Hey, Auntie, how you doing?
Yeah, 92. That's a blessing.
Oh, yeah.
That is a blessing. I'm telling you.
And she didn't get any waivers either. She did it one day at a time.
Right. Right. That's what I be telling people all the time. Oh, I wish you don't get to walk in on chapter 47. You got to start this thing from the beginning. Yeah. Yeah, 92. That's some rich years of living right there. I pray that the Lord let me, everybody I know, see it plus some with a sound mind.
Yes.
With a sound mind. Activity of my limbs. Yeah, 92 is a blessing.
Hey, to make it that far, how my back be hurting me right now, my knees be hurting.
You think it's hurt now. When you get 92, you're going to be like, you know what? That was no pain I had 30 years ago.
Hey, when I was 50, as my dad told me, when he was 40, he said, boy, you got it made. Now he said, when I'm 50, you ain't got no ailments, but what you talking about?
Sharita says, hello, we are still masking up now simply because of the flu season. Yeah, okay. That's wise. I can respect that. Yeah. So Sharita, do you keep your kids? I know they're young, but are you able to keep your kids, you know, at a distance, or they're just working in pods? You keep the same group together all the time? You know, just wondering, just for conversation purposes, you know, most people don't want, you're either okay with it or not okay with your young child being masked, you know, and it's, you know, I guess it's your preference. But then when it comes down to someone having a center and looking out for, you know, a wider spectrum of more children, they may say, okay, well, I'll supply this mask for my child to wear, you know, because sometimes the ones they give you now, they peel so it's just like a little tickle on my nose. You know, so I'd rather a nice cloth mask.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll put any mask on. You can give me a T-shirt. I'm good with that.
My mama said, happy birthday, Aunt Caddy.
Hey, Auntie.
That is so sweet.
Loretta, where's Daddy? Is he hanging around? Tell him I said drink a cold one for me then.
Yeah, tell him to come step over and see his twin. We really got to do that. We need to get you guys to forward us some pictures. Is our email address posted somewhere, Dwayne? If you think you look like your mother or your brother look like your father, we're going to do a vote. We're going to put it up and take some votes and see who wins.
Okay.
Alex, let me go ahead and knock this down. If it ain't you and David, don't send the picture. Because you look just like your daddy. No, I look like my mom. Baby, it's you and David. Look at the smile. I know it's in the eye of the beholder, but look at your smiles. So send us some pictures, you guys, of you and your lookalike in your family, not a celebrity. Because, people going to be like, they tell me I look like you heard the one by Gladys Knight?
No.
They said, yeah, I look like Gladys Knight. Why? Everybody look at me and say, ooh, Gladys Knight. You get it? Gladys Knight.
Oh, God.
Right. So that was the JV coming out of me for a second.
What does Sharita have?
Sarita says, we keep the same group together. It has its challenges, but we actually have the students' personal masks with their names on it. That's good, Sharita. That's good.
You do wash them, right, Sharita? I'm just asking. Because some people that don't wash their masks.
You asking for a friend?
Hey, I'm just letting you know.
Sharita, don't let him do you like that. You done been on his set and he know you clean. Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to leave that alone.
You see what Loretta said? About, I want to join you live. Who else does?
Okay. Hey, we're going to send you guys a Zoom link one day, and then you guys could chime in.
Make sure you set it up where we can mute them in case somebody goes off.
Oh, no. I want Loretta to go hard in the paint.
Listen, when Loretta got that, what was that you put in for her when we went out there?
I don't know.
That Ring doorbell? Y'all was out there working. Loretta say, hello, hello, hello. It was so golden. She was like, yeah, it works. Oh, goodness. Hello, hello. It was so funny. Oh, my goodness. That's going to be interesting, this Zoom meeting, though.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have to do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to set that up.
But you guys, again, just a couple of things. I want to do some little housekeeping. The photo thing, let's see if you guys are down for it. We don't have to, but if you know somebody that's a lookalike, I'll put me and my mom up there. Definitely gonna put Dwayne and his dad up there. You guys can vote. We can do Alex and David and anybody else we know that look alike. So Sharita said, of course we do. Sharita, you look like your mama too. Her mama is a serious card player. You hear me? She be about it, boy. She goes to laying them cards down, looking at you like you can't beat it. Come on. She be bringing. I'm scared to play with that lady. But she can play some cards. She come in town. She make sure she get in on our card night.
Serious about that night.
I'm telling you, buddy. But anyway, so if there's some other topics, I do have a few topics lined up for the next few weeks. But if it's something else you guys want to discuss, or maybe it can be something we discuss on our Zoom meeting. We need a good topic for that Zoom meeting. But leave us some ideas down, or you can just write them in the chat right now. Some topics we can discuss in weeks to come. We really, really, really appreciate you guys. This has been a good conversation.
Thank you guys for joining us.
Yeah. So anybody else have any closing remarks? Miss Loretta, Mama, Alex. Alex got quiet since I told her she looked like David.
Yeah. Hey, guys, make sure you click that like button so that the YouTube algorithm know that we're doing a halfway decent job.
Right. Yeah. Do like. Well, so Dwayne look like we about to take this thing to the house.
Oh, already?
The people on top didn't stop talking. I'm going to tell you right now, my mama is multitasking. She is watching Golden State and I think the Timberwolves. Is it Minnesota Timberwolves? We was on the porch when I got ready to leave. And she's like, I'm about to go in here and watch Steph now. So she probably got the phone right here and the TV right there. So, yeah, she's definitely doing it. Right. Love you too, Loretta. Thank you for joining. Sharita, again, thank you. We love you, Mama. We love you, Alex. We love you. Tell a friend next week, same station. We'll be here, hoping to spark some good conversation amongst us. Your heart and mind clear, Dwayne?
I'm straight. Thank you.
All right, guys. We love you guys. Be safe. Thank you so much for the great stimulating conversation, and we'll see you next week. Bye.